Hello everyone, I'm your story guy, and today I'm going to tell you a story about birds. Once upon a time in a small town in India, plenty of birds lived. But then, the government put a factory there. But one by one, families of birds, they flew away. Their habitat was getting polluted. Their food chain was polluted. They didn't have food there anymore. All but one family of birds survived. They stayed there, not out of desire, but necessity. All but one bird decided to stay. It had really small chicks. Those kids couldn't fly yet, and it was really hard for the bird to transport them from one place to another. So it stuck there and tried to fetch as much food as it could. But few days later, there was no good food to be found. There was no good water to be fed. So it had to take the harsh decision to leave its kids in the nest and go find some food. It told its kids, "Mama's gonna be back, but you stay in the nest. She's gonna go and she's gonna come back in the evening with food." The chicks, they were scared. They had never been away from their mother for many hours. But the situation was such that the bird had to leave, and the bird flew away in search for food. It traveled many kilometers, but there was no food to be found. But finally it spotted a land where there were many trees. Trees meant there has to be some food. The bird flew in there, hoping for fruits and insects. But what it found there were humans. There were 4 humans playing cards under the shade of a tree. The bird knew too much about humans. They were very notorious. So it maintained a silence. But one of the humans noticed the bird, and he told his fellow humans, "Shh, be quiet. I've got our dinner sorted." Before the bird could do anything, the human shot it down. The dead bird lied on the ground. Those humans, they picked up the dead bird and they cooked it over a bonfire. That evening, back in the nest, the kids kept waiting for their mother. The mother was not there. And suddenly, they heard voice of a bird. One of the chicks, it went out of the nest, expecting that it was their mother, but it wasn't. It was an eagle. The eagle who was coming down at full speed to hunt them. But right then, there was a teenager, Alexander, standing under the tree with a stone in his hand aimed at the eagle. He hit the eagle so hard that the eagle flew away. He saved those chicks that day. He went up to the tree and he told them, "Don't you worry, I've got your back." On the other hand, the hunters, when they returned home that night, they fell drastically sick. So sick that they could not eat anything. They couldn't digest anything. They kept vomiting one day after the other and the other. They went to the doctor and doctor gave up. He said that the bird you ate had some sort of bacteria that we don't have cure for. They had no hope, and they prayed to God that God, give us health and we'll never ever hunt any bird or animal. And the God listened to them. He gave them back their health, but ever since that day, they never hunted any animal or a bird. Alexander, standing there under the tree, hoping that the mother would come back, but the mother was never going to return. When the sun set, he had to leave for his home. So what he did, he took the chicks with him. He made them a nest in his home and kept them there and fed them water and some grains. He went to their tree again, hoping that the mother would have come back, but she did not, and she never was going to come back. He kept going there for a few days, but when she never showed up, he just adopted the chicks and started taking care of them. So that's the story for today. Please tell me in comments what you learned from this story, and I'll see you next Friday. Until then, take care.